Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Things Events. Please bear with us. We're live. Yes, we are live. We're live. However, there is a delay with our connection. So please bear with us. It's season 2. Are you excited? Because we are super excited. Hey, welcome to All Things Events. Let's do this. Once more, please bear with us here. Things event. This is season 2, and we're kicking off with an amazing powerhouse in the building. So I know you don't see me, but you see us shortly. So just bear with me one more time while we ensure that this delay is addressed. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bear with us. Woo! Woo! What a day. What a day. But we're not giving up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Went off. Okay, we're here. Good.
I think we're back, Lily.
It worked.
Listen. This technology thing is not going to get the best of us today, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not going to get the best.
No, we're not letting it happen.
Not at all. Not at all. They're messing with the 2 wrong ladies today. We're doing this. This is season 2. Once more, thank you so much for joining us. If you're just joining the show, please grant StreamYard permission so that we can see your comments and so you can be part of the show. Please share the link, tell a friend, tell a small business owner, tell our owner of a corporation to join us. We have a CPA in the building. Hello. A CPA. Okay. The sister is doing some amazing thing, and I'm so excited. The team is so excited to have her. And I know you are so excited to have her. So please make sure you have your notebooks ready, because she is going to give us some amazing tips, not only for the 2023 tax season, but how to build a successful and thriving business. It's your girl MCJT. Thank you for joining us. It's All Things Event Season 2. Listen, it's the People's and Vendors Hub, where our goal here is collaborating to create memorable experiences. So if you're here, you're excited, let me hear you pump those hearts, share the video, pump those hearts. And did you know that our platform can now receive stars? Yes, send us some stars, and we love stars. Because of you, we're here. And last season, it was all about changing the narrative. What are the issues within the event space, right? This season, we're all about scaling up your business. It's time to level up. It's Level Up 2023. And we did not do one thing last year. We did not ask for your donations. So this year, we are coming boldly and saying, please support the platform, because every month we have to pay StreamYard so we can bring you those amazing expertise, those amazing guests to continue to help you and I in growing, not only personally, but to also grow our business. So welcome once more. Again, please grant StreamYard permission so you can be part of the show, so we can see your comments. And please remind a friend, share the link, and let's get this started. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome an amazing powerhouse. She is the CEO. Listen, she's going to tell you all her stuff. Okay, I'm not even going to do it. Let Dr. Lilly come through here. Tell us who she is. Please help me welcome our guest, our numero guest for season 2. It's the one and only Dr. Lilly. And yes, she is a certified professional accountant. Okay. Welcome, Lilly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's always the safest way to go. Look, if it feels like it's going to be a mouthful, you're like, let the person just introduce themselves. Like, this is not, I'm not doing this.
Listen, Lilly, I cannot. Listen, I let you shine. You do your thing. And however you're going to do it, it is your time. Thank you, sis, for joining us. It's a beautiful Thursday. I hope you are happy. I mean, I know you're busy. It's that time of the year for you all. So
It is. Crazy time for us right now, but it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having this platform and for inviting me over. I'm truly overjoyed to be here. And yes, best way to start the show, first guest.
Yes. Listen, it's that time of the year, and I know so many are going to join us shortly, because it's all about making money. But before we get there, we really want to talk about building a thriving and successful business. You know, the truth is, a lot of times, there's so many side hustles out here. There's so many people that say, I have a business, right? But before we get there, we want to know, who is Dr. Lilly? Who are you? You know, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and who do you serve?
Awesome. So I'm Lilly Mbinglo. I'm a licensed CPA. That's a certified public accountant. And I'm the founder of the accounting firm called the ARC NPS. We provide accounting services, bookkeeping, tax services, payroll services to businesses, nonprofits, and individuals. We also do startup services for businesses and nonprofits. So people that want to start a business, want to start a nonprofit, we're also able to provide that to them. So my background is accounting and leadership, and coaching. And so that kind of sums me a little bit.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us once more. Once more, if you're joining us, please grant StreamYard so you can be part of the discussion today. You have to grant StreamYard permission so we can see your comments and your questions. I know you have questions for Lilly today, but if you don't grant StreamYard permission, we can't see it. And we don't have no magic wand to see your questions. So please grant StreamYard, share the video, and let's get this party started. So, Lilly, you know, as I was saying earlier, I really think society has sort of minimized the business. Like, we use the business term business owner loosely, right? Because for some people, this is their livelihood. And those are the people that are ready to take this to become a full-time, job for them. These are the people that we want to talk to today. For that individual that says, I am an entrepreneur, this is what I use to feed my family, this is my daily bread, this is a source of my living. what is the appropriate way for that person to build a long-term successful business?
Oh, that's a good question. So, when it comes to building a long-term business, Joyce, it really starts with your why. That's one
Mm,
thing I've come to learn.
mm,
Yes, the money part is great. But if you want to build something that is going to outlive you, you have to define why you even want to do it. Because there are certain things that you're still able to accomplish even with a job, right? And because business can be extremely stressful, having a really good reason for going into it will help you stay the course. The second thing, once you understand why you want to do it, it's so important to have a plan. You
mm,
have no idea the number of people that I have met where they will sit somewhere and someone will tell them, oh, this business is good, it's going to bring you a lot of money, without thinking it through, without thinking about what it's going to cost them or their families. They just dive into it.
yes.
It's so important to have a plan. If I decide to pursue this, what are my options? What do I have to give up? What do I have to put aside to
Mm,
make sure that I'm able to do this? The third thing is to make sure that they can finance it. There's this whole thing where people think it's so glorious to go through this entrepreneurial journey of I lost it all and gained it all. But I think it's selfish if you have a family, if you have a
mm,
spouse, and you have kids, and you have to, stop working and say, I want to pursue this dream, not thinking about what is it going to cost your spouse who has to keep working, the kids that may not be able to see this parent.
right.
So it's so easy. It's so important to make sure that you can actually fund this, which means have a strategy in place, right? For okay, I'm going to save this amount of money. Where even if I started a business and no money came in, I can still continue to support my family,
Yes.
irrespective. And then also, even when with starting a business, it doesn't mean you have to quit your job. You can have multiple streams of income. Now, my fourth one is to seek professional help. There's so many people that dive into things, Joyce, and they have not spoken to someone who knows it better.
Mm,
We would spend money to get into some kind of business, but we have not paid little money to speak to the professionals that can help you get it started right. Something as simple as the kind of business entity that you want to set up for yourself. You're going to have someone that has an amazing idea. They want to seek funding from a public source, and then they go and set up themselves as an LLC because they didn't want to pay a professional to give them guidance. So
mm,
it's important to seek the guidance of a professional before you even get yourself set up, so that way that, okay, whatever it is I'm doing is, however I get myself set up is aligned with my short-term and my long-term goals. And then the last, a process in place. Look, there's no business that can scale, business that can grow if it doesn't have processes put in place to enable the business to replicate what it does, to enable the business to have some system of accountability, to enable the business to be able to track, the results of the business. If there's not a process in place or some kind of structure, it will be so hard to scale. So, if you ask me, this would be like the top five things that I would
mm,
encourage someone who is going into this for the long haul to have in place.
mm. Wow. That was a mouthful already.
I love that. She's like, it's a mouthful.
Wow. Wow. You know what? For me, what hit home was talking to a professional.
Yeah.
There is a thing within, especially the small business owners, where it's like, go get an LLC, go get an LLC. And you said something.
Yeah.
Sometimes what your business is may not be an LLC, right? There's so many
Options.
other business entities out there that we are clueless, but all we hear is SS LLC,
Mhm,
LLC.
mhm,
That
mhm.
that is the word, and we
Yes.
all run towards. And you and I were just talking backstage,
We just
and
had that
yes,
conversation.
we did. Yes, we did. And I'm like, huh, I never thought about it. So, Lily, that means you will be back. You will be back again because we
I mean,
just
looks like it, right? Looks like it.
yes, because we just found a completely different topic to
Yes.
have.
Yes.
There is so much, and Lord and behold, that's why we had to get a professional, someone who knows what they're talking about, right? To come and educate us today about building a successful, thriving. It's not just successful. We want it to thrive, right? Because we
Yes.
want to make that money. We don't want you to be selfish, and you heard it. Don't just give it up because not everybody has that testimony, or I gave it up and now I'm a millionaire. It doesn't happen to a lot of people. So please Be wise. Make wise decisions. Whew. So, what do you see that are some of the shortcomings for small business owners? And I keep using the word small business owners because that's a lot of the, that's the community that we serve. What do you see that are some of the shortcomings for a lot of us that are out there with small businesses in the beginning stages of, building your business?
Oh, I like that. I like that question. I think the first thing is we don't even take our businesses serious. We don't take our businesses serious enough. That's
Mm,
the first thing. When we go into it casually, our results are just as casual. When you understand that when you're setting up a business, you're coming out, you're saying, I want to provide value either in a service or some goods, there are expectations. So, what I've noticed a lot of times is that we're so casual about it. But we expect people to support us. But if you're casual about it, which means you're not improving yourself to deliver up to par service, you're not focused on adding value, you're not focused on making sure that you have repeat customers, what will happen is you will not be able to last. So I see that people are casual about their business. You cannot be. It's serious stuff. There's no need for you to make an investment in money, in time, in resources casual about it, right? So that would be my first thing. The fact that we're very casual about our businesses, that's something that worries me. The second thing, which I mentioned earlier, is the lack of processes. You're going to order something from someone and, you know, they package it, they mail it to you. But here's the problem. They don't have a system of when people order, I have a set date to make sure that I'm packaging stuff and mailing stuff out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you
yes.
order something that could have been mailed out maybe 2 days from the day you ordered it, and it stays 10 days.
Mm,
That's lack of processes. You understand what I'm saying? They have
yes.
not put a process in place that can be replicated. That means if there's a customer that came to buy for them for the first time, and you start hearing stories like, oh, my kid this, my kid that, it's because you had no processes. I cannot come back to you. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So having
Absolutely.
a process that ensures that you're able to stay accountable to the customer, you're able to cut down inefficiencies and provide up to par services will set you apart. So I think the fact that we're casual about our businesses, the fact that we don't put processes in place holds us back. And then the last thing is that some people don't take time to educate themselves. Look, Joyce, there's no field that you can make it happen for you if you don't improve the knowledge that you have in that space. Your business can never grow past what you know. It would
Mm,
never. Your business will stop where you stop. So if you do not continue to advance yourself, continue to sit in rooms where people are having conversations, that can push you forward, you cannot grow. There's so many people that have done what you want to do. I don't care how great your business is, somebody did it.
yes.
Find a way to learn from them. If you cannot afford to speak to them, buy books. There are a lot of books that can help. But I'm seeing a lot of people are stuck with, less than par value, and they expect us to support it. Meanwhile, they're not improving themselves, and as such are not delivering value that is worthy of our resources. So I would say those are the things that really worry me as you asked.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we can end the show right here because she has just poured. I mean, talk about hitting each point. Ooh, yes. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And and you're not just listen. I might be your host, but do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. So, and I know for you watching, you are going, wow. Egna just went, wow. Lily, I couldn't agree more. In other words, it's time to scale up. And like I said,
Yes,
2023 on this platform, our goal was scaling, helping you to
I
scale
love it.
up your business. And talk about having the right person to kick off season two. Woo! Listen, we're gonna stop right now. Share this video, pump those hearts, and listen, send us stars. Because Lily's not gonna pour all this for nothing. Share the video. I am excited, and please remind someone to join this show today because the amount of knowledge that is being poured. Sometimes it's better for you to hear by yourself. You lose translation in the midst of trying to tell someone what you heard. So let them come in, hear for themselves, and ask questions directly. Lily, look, girl, let me just leave it alone. So we need to scale up. We need to read those books. No more excuses for all of us. So, so what do you believe that small businesses need to pay more attention? You know, I know you've already said some things already, but are there any other areas that you feel as though we need to pay more attention to?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Of course. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, there are a lot of areas to pay attention to. Since we're talking about things that we need to pay attention to, the first thing is you want to focus on your value as a business person.
Yes.
You have to make sure that you're adding value in whatever it is you're doing. People will come to you if you're good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about wanting to make a sale every time. Just focus on how you can add value. People will come. I think that's the first thing you should focus on. The second thing, get to really understand the intricacies of taxes. This is why, as much as you can have the professionals like us provide you guidance, there are certain basics that you need to know. And one of them is making sure that you always have accurate records, because everything as a business person revolves, when it comes to taxes, especially revolves around your record keeping.
Mm,
As a business person, you cannot avoid taxes. You cannot avoid dealing with Uncle Sam.
mm,
So at least understanding the basics, especially for someone who is in the US, understanding the basics of taxes for your business is crucial. Coming down to what I was saying about accurate records, track everything. Track everything. Look, you see the stuff that people just file taxes and they make up numbers. You don't understand. Like, if you know the number of people that get audited every year and pay penalties, it's just that nobody comes to talk about that. People
mm.
only talk about the refunds that they get.
Yes.
They don't
Yes.
talk about the areas that
You
they
know the good
messed
stuff,
up.
not the
Because
bad stuff.
that's what we're doing all year long. We're
Yeah.
fixing those issues. And so I think it's so important for business people to understand at least the basic stuff to make sure that you're staying compliant. And to me, the top one is making sure that you always have accurate financial records. That will
Mm,
save you time.
mm. Someone said, I'm going to share a quick comment here. Someone said, wow. Um, Another person's, Egna says, I am on Lily's phone immediately after the show. Yes, sis. Hit her up.
Awesome.
Hit her up. Listen, so many are going to be apps. Today's going to be it's going to be an open minder for so many people. It's going to be
Yeah.
that conversation that we all need to hear. And it's the
I'm
beginning of
glad.
the year. So this is the time to get it together,
Yes.
and fix it.
Yes.
So your tax guy doesn't have to do it every year for you. And we know what happens behind closed door in this tax
Mhm.
offices. But today we want to fix it, and we want to make sure that if you are ever
Exactly.
audited, you know,
Exactly.
you have nothing to worry about. So please post your questions, share the video, and welcome once more. So we're gonna continue on, Lily. So do you have any examples? Examples speak volumes. Do you have any examples that you can share with our audience about the reasons for ensuring that, like what you just talked about, making sure that you're building, you know, like you should?
Yes, I mean, especially when it comes to the area of accurate financial records, right?
Yeah.
So, there's so many examples, but think of a business person who all year long, they'll be making transactions for their business, right? They buy stuff, they just pick up the receipt and they throw it wherever, they don't really keep track of anything, or maybe they even put it in a box. Okay, when it comes to tax time, what happens now is they take their box of receipts and they take it to some tax guy and say, these are my business expenses. Here's the problem. There are not many tax people that are going to go through that for you and add it up.
Mm.
So what will happen is sometimes they'll put fictitious numbers on your tax return. When that happens, especially when you see all the round numbers, they'll file your taxes get processed. But when it goes back and the IRS starts to review these taxes and they go, this doesn't make sense. Why would you have all perfect numbers, right? Advertising $500, meals $200, I mean, I'm just giving basic
Preach.
examples, right? And
Yes.
then they come looking for you. Unfortunately, your tax person is not going to be there. So when it comes to running you see this thing called bookkeeping.
Yes.
It's really the life saver of every business. So throughout the year, the year, every month, what I encourage business people to do is, you can get it if you want to do it yourself, you can. There are so many free softwares now. There's Wave app that you can use it to track all your expenses, everything that's coming in, everything that's going out. When your business has to grow, you can use things like QuickBooks. The reason you're doing that, Joyce, is because sometimes, people can commingle their funds where they spend money on their personal stuff, and then they'll want to write it off as business expense. But if you go through and you accurately report these things, you're able to separate them. When you do that now, let's say Uncle Sam came for you and said, okay, we see you reported these numbers. Can you explain to us? Because you have been thorough, you don't really have anything to worry about. But when you have not been, or you had all these fictitious numbers put on your taxes, when they come back, not only do you have to pay back the refund you got, you get penalized for it, and you have to also pay interest. We've also had situations where, forgetting about Uncle Sam, I had a partnership where, one of the partners was stealing from the business, and because they were not doing any bookkeeping, the other partner had no idea.
Wow.
So with you doing bookkeeping, you can understand where your money is coming from and where your money is going to as a business person. It's so important to have accurate records. See, let me tell you, if you don't have accurate records as a business person, anybody who is hearing me out today, things that you cannot do. The first thing, you will never know if you're making money in your business or not. You could be thinking you're making money, but it's money from your job. And then you spend years thinking that you're making money. And then the day you quit your job, you cannot feed your family. The
Mm.
second thing is that you cannot grow if you're not making a profit. And you cannot know if you're growing if you don't have accurate records. The third one, you cannot strategize if you don't know if you're making money. Like, if you have to hire people, how would you know if you don't have your records in place? And then, of course, the tax savings. You cannot really leverage the tax code for you if your books are not in order. Joyce, there are endless tax codes. I mean, look, I had a session today with nurses yesterday. And this is what I like. I love to teach people about tax strategies, but we cannot implement any tax strategy if you don't have your books in order. How would we know that that's the strategy for you? And then the last one is, if you don't have your books in order, you cannot attract funding. You see, Joyce, no bank is going to loan money to a business that doesn't have accurate records. You understand?
Yes.
So, if anyone is listening to me, if you don't remember anything I tell you and you're a business owner, just remember that it's important for you to track your records. It's so important. We can fix anything. If you make errors with your taxes, we can go back 3 years and amend your taxes. We can go back 3 years and implement those strategies that your former tax person did not implement. But it comes down to you having accurate records. Absence of that, then it's really going to be a disaster for your business. So that's one thing I would say, it's crucial for every business.
Wow. Wow. Bookkeeping. Keyword. If you take nothing today, bookkeeping.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Nothing else. Take that.
yes, yes, yes.
Wow. I've never thought about the perfect numbers. $500. I never thought about that. Today I'm like, oh, I need to look at my taxes.
Uncle Sam will come looking for
Like
you
the
when it's so
CEO
perfect.
over here. So if you haven't looked at your tax return, this is after the show. Go pull it up and
Yes,
start doing self auditing. Okay,
yes,
please start to audit your tax returns. It is important.
yes,
Woo!
yes, yes.
Lily, wow, 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 wow. I mean, if you are enjoying the show, please pump those hearts, share the video once more. And I keep getting a bunch of wow. People are just wowed away because this is what a lot of us actually long for, these conversations, right? To
Mhm.
educate us. Because out of the 9 that are here, half of them are small business owners. And I know that they're sitting there like, I need to call Lily. Yes, you need to call Lily, but call her after the show, not right now. So, um, Lily, we are going to move to the second phase of this conversation. And why a lot of us are here is, you know, it's 2023, April's around the corner. It's tax season. It's
Yeah.
time for Uncle Sam to come and do his thing. You're either going to owe, you're going to get money. But you made a very great point is a lot of times we get all this money, we have no idea what has happened, what has transpired.
Mhm.
And not only are you have to pay back, but you get penalized. Wow. Think about that. I always just thought, oh, you owed money. paid off. But there's a penalty that comes with it, and only God knows what that is. But it's end of the year. Do you have any key tips for small business owners during this our tax season? It's taxes in 2022, so please give it to us. And I'm hoping that everyone has a piece of paper and take notes because this is important. Tax tips.
Yes, yes, I do. I have a ton. Well, but I'm gonna give a few.
You
Okay, so the
give it
first
to us.
thing, and because I know I'm talking to business owners, so the conversation is slightly different from when I'm talking to individual tax filers.
Yeah,
But the first thing is don't wait till the last minute. The reason you don't wait to the last minute is because as a business person, you need someone that can give you guidance. You need someone that could actually make time to look at your taxes and go, did you incur this? Or, this doesn't make sense. Can you shed some more light? Or they can provide you, some much needed guidance on certain expenses that you could take, but you were not aware. That's the first thing. The second thing is don't keep out any documents. I know there are a lot of business people that receive 1099s, and sometimes they just assume that because I've included it on my income on my Schedule C, for example, I've reported it. No, you don't want to keep any documents out because the IRS later on, when they realize that you had income reported with them, they might come back and penalize you for not reporting all of your income. So make sure that you don't have any missing documents when you're filing your taxes. The third one, which is the biggest one, and I know you guys love this, is you have to understand what tax deductions are and take them. Don't be shy to take your tax deductions. The IRS explains that there are two things that matter when it comes to tax deductions. For you, a business person, if it was ordinary and if it was necessary, that's it. Which means if something is ordinary in your business, in your industry, it's definitely a business deduction. But then you could have something that is not ordinary in your industry, but is necessary for your business. I'll give a good example. Maybe Joyce and I, we have like an event space, right, in two different sides of town. Okay, maybe the average security fee, like what we pay for security expense every month, is like $200, right? And that's the average in the industry. But if I have mine in a location that is not safe, and now I have to hire security guards, and I have to pay like $5,000 a month, now, that is not ordinary per se when you look at industry standards, but it is necessary for me. Does that make sense? So, because it is necessary, you're able to write it off, which means, guys, if there was any expense that you incurred to do your business, please write it off. Joyce, from the time you got in your car to drive to an event, that's a business deduction right there. If you stop
Hello.
and you had to eat, oh, that's a business deduction. When the client met with you to have a meeting about their event that you guys had, if you paid for it, business deduction. Do you see what I'm saying? You're
Wow.
using your phone to speak to clients for events, business deduction. You have to look a certain way. Don't you have to dress up for events? What about
Hello.
your hair? What about your
Hello.
nails? Don't you have to look fly?
Hello.
Business deductions. You see what I'm
Full,
saying here?
full
So
face
it's
meet
about
here.
understanding what I need for my business. If you
Wow.
understand the basics, then you see there's no limit. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it comes down to understanding the basics. We do have a cheat sheet. I told Joyce I'll give that to pass it out to anyone who is interested. But the goal is understanding. Because if you understand what the IRS is saying, then you don't have to worry. You just know if I had to incur an expense, that expense had to be written off. Okay. If I had to use a part of my home, as an office space, my business should be paying for that. So it comes down to these two things. It has to be ordinary, it has to be necessary, which means the list, you can exhaust it. It could be anything. If your business needed it, is a business deduction. Okay. So that's where now you can take the time to sit with someone that can provide you guidance. Things like, right, hiring your kids, all those kind of deductions that you can leverage for your business. If they could work, if they worked on your business, if you needed your home, you needed your car, all those kind of things. So long as it was necessary for your business, you write it off. The fourth advice I have for you guys, please, and like I said, I'm talking to business owners, and I believe these are people that want to build businesses. I'm hoping that there are millionaires on here.
Oh, yeah.
Please avoid fraudulent tax returns. I'm telling you, that money might look like good money, that little two, three, $5,000 refund you got. Trust me, when the IRS comes back for you to pay it, it's like 5 times the amount. It's not worth it. If you really want to do good business, it's okay to, if you start to make money, to pay your fair share. Our thing is we want to make sure that we take advantage of every tax strategy that is out there for you. If there's any tax strategy that we can take, we're going to take that tax strategy. But if you end up owing something, it's okay. Because for you to lie and then down the road you want to build something sustainable, you're stuck. I know so many people that want to buy houses, but they lied on their tax returns. And then when they go now to get a loan, they cannot qualify, right? And then there are people down the road, they want to sell their businesses, but because they did all these fictitious taxes and it cannot tie with their accounting records, they're in trouble. So, if you're listening to me and you're a business person that wants to build something big, I'm not talking about someone who is just doing their side gig and just thinking about it. No, I'm talking about people that want to build something sustainable. Start with the right habits now. There is no quick way to get ahead. Start building the right habits now. As you make more money, it's okay, pay a little bit. We've all benefited from when we didn't have any money and the system took care of us. It's okay. And some of the money goes to your own social security and Medicare. When you retire, it's going to take care of you. So I need us to change that mindset of I never want to pay taxes to saying, you know what, if I have to pay, I only want to pay my fair share. I'll make sure that I meet with a professional that will help me take every deduction that I can take. But if I have to pay my fair share, I will. Okay. That's literally a wealth mindset right there. And then the last one that I have for you guys is to plan ahead. You know what happens a lot of time, Joyce, when people come during tax season, there's not much we can do because we cannot go back and change it. But let me tell you, if you can start meeting with someone to plan your year ahead, we can put strategies in place, right? We can now find ways to involve your kids in your business, how you can pay them, how you can use your home for your business, how you can get your friends and your family members on your board of directors so that when you guys take your summer trip, you hold board meetings. But those things, we plan it. It's okay if you cannot use it in the prior year because you didn't know. Just don't lie. We can plan and then you make future years better. Okay. So those will be my top five, really. If it comes to tax advice, there are a lot of strategies, but every strategy depends on your type of business entity, how much money you made. If you have kids, if you don't, like, there are all these different strategies, but there's no one size fit all. So, the best thing is to sit with someone that will make sure that they apply the ones that work best for your taxes. But if you cannot, plan ahead, okay?
Wow. Someone said, Egna said, lack of knowledge will kill us. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes,
It definitely will. It
yes,
definitely will.
yeah,
The person said she believes it's an outdoor. Oh, yes, she is. She is throwing us some nuggets here today. I'm excited. I know you are too. I know Egna is probably sitting there like, "Ooh, Lord, yes, this. It's time to scale up. It's
yes,
time to
yes,
do it right." And that's why we're here. And that's why we're doing this platform. We
yes,
want to what? It's scaling up 2023. And thank you for joining in. Someone said this is a very insightful discussion. Thank you for joining. Please share the video, share the video. And we're gonna keep going. I know you're taking notes. I know you're taking notes. Take notes. Lily will share. Someone, yes, Lily will share her contact information at the end. Oh my goodness, big sis T in the kitchen with Chef T is here. She said, "My personal CPA in room. I am well pleased." Oh my, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, so we're gonna move on to the next question. I'm still trying to digest everything you just said. There's so much, but I'm glad that you're here, and I know that every single business owner that's on here today is glad that you're here as well. Um, are there any don'ts? And I know you talked about a few, but are there any don'ts that you're like, as a business owner, don't do this, don't? And I know you mentioned maybe two already, but is there anything else that you see it happen so much more than it should? And a lot of times, like Edna said, it's a lack of knowledge. Are there any don'ts that you need us to stop?
yeah,
Put
yeah.
it
Oh, yeah. I have one. I have a don't. In addition to all the other don'ts, right? Like, but
out.
there's one don't that is too important.
Wow.
Please don't try to take shortcuts. Don't try to rush the process. Don't try to find the easy way out. building wealth, building a successful business, building anything that is going to last takes time. Please avoid shortcuts. Please. That's what's literally killing us because we're always wanting to do it so quickly. I met with the home healthcare businesses, and yesterday I was talking about even things I've seen. You see so much fraud being committed because we're trying to get rich overnight. That's why we commit so much fraud. So please don't try to hasten the process. Allow yourself to build something the right way, to build something that is sustainable, to build something that will last, to build something that brings honor to your name and the name of and that of your family and your loved ones. There is no point trying to rush this and doing something fraudulent that will just put you in a position where you can't come back from. So that would be my biggest don't. Don't try to rush the process. Allow yourself to grow through it, to learn through it, to thrive through it, to make your mistakes and take it step by step. Don't try to rush it, and that will cause you to do anything unethical or anything questionable because it would always catch up.
Period. Don't rush it, period. Just do it and get into customers like a very individual. Dr. Lilly, I should say. Okay? To help you. She said something. She said she is not only a CPA, but she has a whole network. She has a business. She has an office. And you have various locations, correct?
Hmm.
Yes, yes. And she'll tell you more about it. But we're gonna keep going with the questions because I know you all are eager to learn more. We want more. We want more. So is so I've had people ask me or in the midst of chatting with small business owners prior to this conversation, and someone said, can you ask her, is it possible for a small business owner to maybe pay their taxes ahead? You know, so let's say throughout the year you want to maybe just pay it off because it's harder to have this chunk of money and owing so much at the end of the year when again life happens, right? Is there a way for people to set that up maybe with the IRS? Say, I don't want to owe, I made X number of dollars on a quarterly basis. I want to pay that off. I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence, as she said.
Oh yes, that's a good question, Joyce. Yes, yes, you absolutely can. You can do quarterly tax filings on a form called 1040 ES. It's called estimated taxes. The way this works is if you believe that, especially for people that are working as independent contractors, or people that believe they're going to have, people that work for themselves pretty much.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to be very profitable, or if you've made quite a bit of a profit in a quarter, you're better off withholding some of that money and sending it to the IRS. So when people hear they are paying taxes, they don't realize that that's going towards their social security and Medicare.
Oh,
So when you have a job, what happens is part of your social security and Medicare is taken from your paycheck, then the other part is paid for by your employer. Now, when you work for yourself, you pay the full amount. The total tax is 15.3%. When you have a job, you pay 7.65%. But when you work for yourself, you pay the full amount because you don't have an employer. So when you pay that amount, it goes towards your Social Security and Medicare. They call it FICA taxes. And so in that way, when you retire, there's money for you. There are so many business owners that retire down the road, Joyce, and they don't have any money. And it's sad, and we're seeing it happen where they never put enough money towards their retirement. You see some people trying to catch up as they get older, and the truth is we're going to get tired. Our bodies are only going to go for so long. So it's so important to keep that in mind. Another easy way is if you have a side job that you want to maintain and have them do those withholdings, that's still fine. But yes, you want to go ahead and do your estimated taxes. Now, there's another way that you can save on this, and that's where you can make an election of how you want to be treated for taxes. So let's say you're a 1099 person, you work for yourself, and you're making close to $200,000, for example, and then you're bringing in a profit of about 80 grand. Okay, all of that 80 grand gets taxed. Now, what you could do is you could choose to register your business let's say as an LLC, and then you can choose to have it make an election with the IRS. It's called an S corp. So that way, you as the independent contractor who works for yourself can pay yourself, because what you're telling the IRS is, I want you to treat my business separate from me, and then when you pay yourself, you'll be able to write off what you paid yourself as a business expense. Okay, I know we don't have enough time to dive deep into
Woo!
this, and I'll be happy to provide more guidance. But there are so many different ways to go about making sure that you're paying your taxes, and how you can benefit or how you can save on this. It comes down to how much you're making, and what strategies will best serve you. Again, not everybody needs to go through this process of registering an entity, becoming S corp, like we talked about. You have like side gigs that you don't really need to register, right? But if you feel like you're bringing in a lot of money and they're paying you on a 1099, we do that for a lot of medical doctors that work for themselves, because they get huge amounts of money on 1099. So we set up an entity for them, make an election for tax as a S corp, and then they pay themselves as an employee of their business. So that payroll tax is taken out, and the business can claim all of that as a business deduction plus what they were paid as a salary. So it's definitely something that we can do, another segment on, so that, because it's so hard to explain these things in a short amount of time. But going back to what you said, you can do quarterly tax filings. There are ways you can go about still paying taxes towards your Social Security and Medicare that you can, leverage as business expenses as well for your business.
Woo!
I hope I didn't get people to go off.
Literally.
No
Wow.
more advanced topics. I hope I didn't lose anybody.
This is not just knowledge. This is, I call it nuggets. You are. I mean, this this is what we need. I mean, my mind is just going wow,
I'm glad.
wow, 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 wow. There is so much, and I know for every person here, their mind is definitely doing the same thing. Like, okay, we need to call. I need to talk to Lily like right now. I need to fix it. And really good point you made. Not every hustle is a business, but there are ways for you to ensure that you know you do it appropriately. And I'm just excited that we're having this conversation. And yes, this is definitely another segment to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are taking notes. I hope you have your questions ready. I am just, ooh, talk about being so knowledge, so much knowledge that we did not know. And I couldn't agree more with Egnan. Lack of knowledge will kill us. And but you know what? We have Lily here to ensure that we no longer lack time because we have what to go to quickly. So thank you for joining us. Um, please post your comments. Post your comments. Post your questions because we're getting ready soon for Q&A. And lastly, I know you mentioned earlier that there is a list out there for some of these tax breaks that you can certainly share.
Yes. So it's like a little cheat. We call it a cheat sheet. And what it really does is just a list of expenses, right? So there are times where, as a business person, you do a lot, but you don't pay attention that you're actually incurring this cost. Like, you might be paying people to do your social media promos for you, and you don't really keep track. So when you get that sheet, what it's doing is it's just showing you the different expenses that you possibly incurred, and then you can kind of go back, maybe look through your Cash App, look through your Zelle, and you can see some of these expenses that you incurred. And then hopefully, if it was those you use your credit card, you can find. Oh, by the way, before I forget, if you can resist using cash in your business, that would be amazing. If you can use credit cards or debit cards more, way better. And the reason is because there's a track history. So if you can use your debit card, or if you have a business, credit card, whichever one. But I don't want to forget to say that, because when people pay stuff with cash, I mean, how long will you keep that receipt, right? People usually forget. And so it's hard to remember. But if you use a debit card to pay your expenses, When that time comes during tax season, even if you didn't have your receipts, if you go through your statement, you can go, oh yeah, I went to Olive Garden. Of course, you didn't go there to buy supplies, you went to eat, right? If you went to Home Depot, you went to get supplies. And so if you use your debit cards or credit cards, it allows you to have a track history. And so I encourage a lot of business people to do that, so that way you don't have to struggle with finding looking for your receipts at the end of the year to pass on to someone to do your taxes. So the cheat sheet will help those that don't, the people that don't have a bookkeeping system yet. And I'm also going to provide an Excel spreadsheet and an organizer. You know what? I'll just make it 3 items. So there'll be a cheat sheet, there'll be an organizer. Cheat sheet just means, list of stuff, but there'll be an organizer that you can enter those expenses, and then you take it to your tax person, and they'll use that to file your taxes. If you're someone who is very savvy, Excel, I'm an accountant, so Excel is my best friend. You can use Excel, so you have options. For those that don't like Excel, the organizer is really nice. You just enter your expenses, on there, your business name, and then you can take it to your tax person to do your taxes with it. So yeah, I'll make those available so you guys can leverage it for tax season and even going forward.
What? What? I mean, Ivan Lefkovich just said vital information. Yes, yes. Did I say it was Level Up 2023? It is time to steal that gift best. I am excited and really thank you. And all of this for free. So, we couldn't be more grateful. We couldn't be more grateful. So thank you so much. So if you have any questions, I see a lot of comments. Again, once more, I apologize. There's a little delay. So I'm clicking on the comments to scroll on the screen. It takes a little time to get on there. But Egna says, wow. Solange says that she is awesome. Yes, Solange. And we will share it so that we can all fix it this year. This year, we have to fix it. We're going to have some honest, thriving businesses for
Yes.
2023.
Yes.
And really, everyone is asking, how do I get? Thank you, JT, for bringing us a backwards.
Finest CPA.
You are so welcome, Valentine. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. um, and welcome. She said I joined late, but sis, don't worry. We will replay it, and we also have this on our YouTube channel, which is streaming live currently on CES Planner. Lily, we're excited. We don't want to end. Please pose your questions. It's time for Q&A, and you all are so everyone's so excited that everyone's just commenting how great the conversation is going. But we want questions. If you're a small business owner, please
Ask,
we
please.
have a few minutes for Q&A. This is the time. Please pose your questions for Libby. And, you know, let's get this answered. She's here. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So, Lily, why they are typing up your questions, so tell us how our audience can reach out to you.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, first you can find me on Facebook. Lilly Binglo. I think I have the CPA page as well. Um, but I'm not always on Facebook. Sometimes it's so overwhelming for me because you get in, it's like so many things happening. But you can definitely leave me a message. I have my message Facebook Messenger app. I do respond to messages. You can visit our website www.arcnps.com and shoot us a message. What else? I think Facebook Messenger is the best because you're gonna get directly to me and I'm gonna get back to you. Say hi. I'll say hi back. No, don't say hi. When you say hi, say who you are. The people that just get into inboxes and they're like, "Hi." I'm like, "Okay, okay. Why are you here? All right, what are we doing?"
That's when you send a thumbs up.
Yeah, so but definitely you can call my admin, and you can always get on my calendar, or you can go to our website. I do have, my calendar is open. I have free 15-minute consults, guys, for taxes. Free 15-minute consults. www.arcnps.com. Let me tell you something, this only happens during tax season. Okay, take advantage of it. Free 15-minute consults. If you go to our website, you're going to be able to block off some time And yeah, look for the free 15-minute consult. You can do that. You can send me a message on here, or you can visit our website. Oh, another thing, you can, if they want the number, my admin's number is 757 977 8911, and that's always an easy way to kind of like get ahead of the plan.
Okay.
Please don't text me and say let's talk when we have time. It never
Our
happens. It has
admin
to be
is
scheduled.
amazing. So FYI, when you get on the website, you gotta scroll all the way down to see the 15-minute free session. Okay,
Yes.
all the way down. Don't get like what? All the way down for the 15-minute free session. So we have a question. Someone said, "Can you join your business and file with your family tax?
Wait, say that again.
Can you join your business and file with your family tax? So can you do your business and family together?"
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 We do.
Okay. Okay. So that is a yes. Okay.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So there, is it preferable to do business separate and family separate, or it's totally
Oh, so it depends on how your entity is set up. So yes, it depends on how your entity is set up.
we go again?
So if you have a single member LLC where you're by yourself, the IRS considers you and your entity as one. They call it disregarded entity. So you file your business with your personal taxes. If you're a sole proprietor, independent contractor, single member LLC, your taxes get filed on a Schedule C. So it's going to be combined with your family's taxes. Now, if you're in a partnership business, if you have become an S corp election from, if you made an S corp election to become an S corp, or if you're a C corporation, those taxes are completely separate from your personal. So you file those ones separate from your personal, and then for the S corp and partnership, some documents will flow to your personal that you add to report either your income or your, if you had some profit or loss from those entities. So when it comes to your a single member LLC, hear me, you guys. People who are registered as LLCs, they assume that their taxes are filed separate. It's not. The LLC doesn't make your business separate from you in the eyes of the IRS. So if I call the IRS to ask about your business, I'm going to give them your social security number because it is aligned is with your personal taxes. If you went to the bank and they say give your business tax, you have to bring the whole pack of your taxes. But if you don't want that to be the case and you wanted to start paying yourself, you can make the S corp election. So when you file your business taxes, it's completely separate from you and your family's personal taxes. And if somebody asks for your business tax, it's going to be something called an 1120S form, for example, completely separate from you. So just something to think about. But how the taxes are filed depends on how the entity is set up.
Keyword: how is your entity set up?
Yes.
That is the homework for us tonight. Go
Mhm.
figure out that LLC you have and how did you set it up?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And this person she said, wow, thank you very much. Lily, get ready. Tell your receptionist to get ready because the phones are going to be blowing up tomorrow. Um, um, that your 15-minute sessions are going to be completely blocked out.
Please,
I can already see
please
it.
take advantage of them.
I'm coming.
Joyce, one of the things I committed to this year, because I was in school, I was of course running my business, but I've been in school for a minute. And once I wrap that up, my doctorate, I have a commitment to empower our community with the right information.
Yeah.
So I'm going to also have a lot of events coming up. I just completed the 2-day course I did for people in the healthcare space, and I'm going to have a lot more coming up. Please get plugged in,
Yes.
join our email list if you want. There's nothing more powerful than information, you guys, and the right information. Nothing more powerful. Look, it's true, the big part is implementing what you've learned, but if you have not learned the right thing, what would you implement, right?
Right.
So I think that would actually be the best way. I plan to do a lot more sessions, and I'm happy to partner with other people to even teach some more. That's my goal for this year. I want to empower our community with the right information. I want us to win together, because if you guys thrive, if you guys make it and do it the right way, and we can apply all those strategies for you, there's no limit to living this American dream. Okay.
Woo. Well, after that, I have no other words. Lily, the American dream it is for
Yes,
2023. We're going to
yes,
do it right. We're
yes,
going to take our time. We're going to fix it. And we cannot wait to have you back on this show because you have to help us understand all the S corp, the LLCs, the this,
let's
the
do that.
that. I mean, there's so much. And
Yes,
again, this is where knowledge comes in and getting knowledge from the professionals, right?
yes.
And we are just so glad to have you on here. Are there any other questions? I don't see any. I see a lot of wow, 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 wow. I mean, keyword for today is wow. We're just wow, wow.
Yes, yes,
Wow
yes. No,
is the word for the evening, but that means that it's hitting home and we're learning something. And this is why
yes.
we do this here on All Things Events. If I don't see any other question, Lily, any last words for our audience?
Oh yeah, guys. My one thing that I want you guys to take home with yourselves, I think I've said so many things for you to take home,
Please,
is
please
don't
fill
be
that.
afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Please don't be afraid to fail. There is a need for people that are willing to take chances to start businesses. It's incredible what business owners can do, and I hope that if there's something in your heart that you want to pursue, that you will not let fear, um, and discouragement, or the limited mindset of not being enough or not knowing enough hold you back. When you start, even if you make mistakes, you fail forward, but you always be better than someone who has the best written plan and never tried at all. So I'm a big supporter of entrepreneurship, because I am seeing what entrepreneurs are capable of doing. So I mean, there's a room for everybody, even people that cannot be entrepreneurs, but we can create opportunities for the people that don't want to be entrepreneurs, so that together we can build a stronger community. No community is strong if we don't have economic power. And so my prayer is, all of you who have the heart and who desire to start something, that you're not going to push it past 2023. You're going to actually get on it, and get started.
Whew, today was just amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the official kickoff for season 2, and excited we are. We are just so thankful for the wealth of knowledge that Lily has literally, I want to use the right term, flushed upon us today. Because it's just going and it's nonstop. But we're excited because we're learning, and this is our year to start and do it right. This is our year to scale up. Um, I have I really I don't know what else to add to that closing. So I will leave it there and say, please do not be afraid to fail. We fail to push forward, just as Lily said. So thank you for joining us today. It has been an amazing time. And please continue to share the page, share the video, pump those hearts, send us some stars. And if you would like to join this platform, please send us a DM. We're all about scaling up for 2023. If you are an expert in something, you have found your niche and you're good at it, and you know that the event space, the small business owners need to hear this, please get at us. If you're in need of a host, a facilitator, um, it's your girl, MCJT. Please check us out. Bookings inquiries, it's at www.mceejt.com. Lily, thank you so much for the wealth of knowledge. Like I said, make sure you get some rest today, because tomorrow your 15-minute sessions will be booked out.
They're already booked.
Oh, yes. Listen,
So find something by next week and join us next week Saturday if you can. I'll be in Maryland. I'll be
yes,
in Maryland. You guys come
yes,
in. I'm so
yes.
much more fun in person. Trust
Yes,
me.
and I have to thank you for mentioning that. On February 18th, our very own Mr. C Images is collaborating with our very own Dr. Lily here for an amazing in-person session in Maryland. I believe it begins at 10 a.m. It's the first session, and then there's another session at noon, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm mistaken.
Yes.
Yes. So come through. And let's keep learning. It's 2023 is the year to scale up. It's the year to level up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I see the comments coming, but it's with nothing but love. Any other comments I will send to Lily to answer, and I'll share it on the MCJT page. Lily, thank you for joining us. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. It's All Things Events. It's the People Some Vendors Hub, where our goal here is collaborating to create memorable experiences. Thank you. God bless you. Peace.